Alright, welcome back to Fairy Tale Anime Review, episode number 77. I think so. Just want to be sure about that if I can get the thing to move. Come on. Come on. Yeah, 77. We're reviewing the 19th episode of Fairy Tale 100 Years Quest, known as Aqua Aurora. This is basically adapting chapters 64 to 66 of the Fairy Tale 100 Quest manga. We're technically, in a way, on the the third arc of the manga, the Moon Dragon arc. So the episode opens up with having pretty much all the Fairy Tale girls just basically bathing in this hot spring. Then, of course, we see a image of basically Elron, the wood dragon, and then Lucy shrinks because Brandon shrinks him as a joke, and let's shrink the girls for a bit, and she's like, let's go find Branch to put back in her elbow. Nope. And so the girls proceed to run to various places. So Mary J. Lasana run into a bar. Urza runs into Jalal. Juvia finds Gray, calls on top of him, and proceeds to crawl into his mouth. Yes, I find this kind of gross, but it's Juvia. Lucy proceeds to find Natsu. And then, let's go find Brandish. But what happened to Evergreen? Not really sure exactly where she ends up, but she just basically doesn't do much anything in this episode. She has, for some reason, she takes off her glasses and no one turns to stone. Now, I don't know if this is inconsistent with. If one can tell, this is actually an error on the part of the. Yes, I think this is an error on the part of the manga artist, not in the part of the animators per se. I'm not gonna blame them for this, basically, because every time when either she has a special contact or something, because no one puts she has basically Medusa powers. When she takes off her glasses and people turn into stone. That's basically her power. And either she doesn't have the power at the moment, or she's blocking it with the steam. I'm not sure. It's kind of weird. And eventually, return back to normal. Of course, Lucy's butt naked, and she can't exactly walk around. Of course, she has. At first, basically, when she's naked, she basically borrows Natsu's coat, and then eventually Natsu gets it back somehow. So Lucy proceeds to just randomly transform into a Virgo dress. Meanwhile, though, the White Mage is woken up after her nap for 2 straight episodes. And, of course, she activates an ability known as Aqua Aurora, which, if you look at it, it looks like a Stargate. I'm not kidding about it. It looks like basically the water effect of a Stargate. Now, this is actually something they do borrow from the manga for this particular scene, because it's basically from manga. And I'm sure that probably the creator of the manga, Hiro Mashima, I'm sure he probably took inspiration from Stargate SG-1 for this, with this particular effect. A swirl, and then basically the whole watery thing. Probably from the TV show itself. Probably not from the movie per se, probably from the TV show. Excuse me, because I'm sure that, and this is my personal guess, I'm sure that probably a show was released in Japan because shows like that were released internationally. Yeah, American TV show that was shot in Canada. Actually, it was written by Canadians, which is kind of interesting, which is the reason why Sark Atlantis didn't go on break like everyone else did, because the writers were Canadian. That's why they go on strike. Oh, wait, yes. But back this, so she disappears, and then Natsu, Lucy, Happy, Carla, Wendy, Urza, all just, the 6 of them, which all but Lucy, basically, all for the girls, all but, even Gray, all but Lucy basically get her clothes back, and they end up in a weird place. So, yeah, and of course Lucy once again is butt naked because she did transform into using the Virgo dress, but because she's magic, can't use magic because they ended up in Eros. The ultimate parallel world to Earthland, as they describe in the series. Which, this is the first time that this has been seen in 13 years. That's when the last episode aired for this thing. I kid you not. 13 years has been since that particular thing. And in the show, it's been, I think, then only they know they're in alternate reality is for first they see this little girl, this young, I'd say about nine-ish, where she's got pink hair and she's saying, "Mama!" to Lucy. And you're thinking, wait, is Lucy a mom? Kind of. Because we have the return of Lucy Ashley, the Edo's counterpart to Lucy. And it's been 9 years. Now, I did check. Did they change voice actors for this particular character? No, it's the same one from the original series. No change. Except that I think Karma Lee must have given her an older voice because it's been 9 years. Yeah, and of course, like, oh, you look the same. Is time work different? Well, it's weird. And of course, basically, and here's the thing. The little girl's name is Natsina, who is the daughter of this world's Natsu and Lucy. And they're not the only ones who got a kid. Of course, they began with Fairy Tail again, which originally in the original show they were Dark Girl, but with all the magic gone, they became a delivery girl because basically no cars, so they have carriages. I'm like, you do know cars are not always powered by magic? I know in this franchise it normally is, but not always. So, also it turns out that Gray and Juvia of this world have a kid together. We do see a brief cameo here, they don't mention it at all. Biscuit. The daughter, well, the daughter of the cowgirl, the Edo's counterpart of them, which they're, and of course, Levy is nicer now because originally they didn't like each other much. Apparently now they, so, oh, by the way, Nazi's basically his kind of, oh, hi, Fireball. And he's like, oh, look, I'm not called that anymore. He just called Papa now. And after seeing everybody, and of course, there's a funny moment here where it looks like Gray and Juvia's son has a thing for Natsu and Lucy's daughter. Like, okay, this is kind of cute. I mean, obviously, basically, I'm sure that probably they think so. Probably because basically they're on the same age, so of course, basically what happened. So it's a little crush, and of course, it's a funny moment. And of course, Gray, basically, Edo's Gray's son, Juvina, where basically, like, it's like, what, like, he asks basically, why is your shirt gone? And of course, he doesn't explain it's no habit. So, then Lucy Ashley is like, watch out for Nightwalker. And the reason is weird. So, they have a castle where they're meeting with Coco, Sugar Boy, who, by the way, has an Earthling counterpart, which, of course, basically when they first meet him, the Earthling counterpart doesn't know who he is because and of course you have Hines too, which I think these guys were the Earthling counterparts. If I remember correctly, these guys were part of an anime original story arc involving a clock. Yes, and it also involved something from Lucy's past with Michelle Lobster, that sort of thing. And of course, we do see like Earthland Wendy, and she's got big breast. It's because, and Wendy's like, damn. So that's a minor joke in this series about how Lucy always, Wendy always says like a little girl instead of she's actually older than she looks. Yeah, which is, believe it or not, the second time I've actually encountered an alternate version of Fairy Tail. The last time they did this, they basically ran into it in that particular continent, except it was known as Fairy Nail, and everybody was like an alternate version of themselves. Like how Lucy, like their version of Lucy and Natsu were dating. While on Edros, these two got married and had kids together. Oh, and also, because the guy gave Lucy an outfit, here's a fun fact about the outfit. If you just watch this episode, the outfit Lucy is given is, I kid you not, this is not from the manga. This is something the anime side put this in here and had wear the whole episode. A little fun fact with this outfit. This was Lucy Ashley's original outfit she wore in the manga. Yes. Which they censored in the anime, and yet I guess now it's okay to use it. So Lucy puts it on. Of course, they go see, well, everybody else. And they run into Mystican, who is, they refer to as Prince, despite the fact he's supposed to be the king. Because, you know, he banished his father into exile. And it's also shown here that Ursa Nightwalker is a maid now, despite still being captain of the guard. And she basically was but not Ursa Scarlet. And it is shown, and I think Gray points it out though, Ursa Nightwalker is in love with Mystican. And I'm like, wow. So deja vu, the fact is because Ursa Scarlet's got a thing for Jalal, Mystican's counterpart. Yeah. Of course, they explain on how they got here. And this is where they first mentioned, first about the name of Selene the Moondragon. Which is also the title of the next episode, believe it or not, which I'll watch that next. But love this episode, and I love the fact that return of the Earthland, the Edro stuff, which, not surprising the fact that Hiramashima did this in manga, because after all, he did create this place. I'm sure he probably planned this. You can kind of think of this scene here as episode more like a sequel to the Eros arc. And, well, it kind of is. They say it's been 9 years, but in airing time, it's been 13 years. Yes, because the final episode of the Eros arc ended in 2011. I didn't watch this series originally until 2017. I loved it. Yep, I still do. Excuse me. Yep. But, yeah, that's particularly a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do hit the like button. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention here, Eros, Wendy proceed to take Carla and basically have try her suffocate with her chest. Yes, seriously, she tried to do in this episode. It's kind of funny. Yep. So, next episode, the very next episode of Fairy Tail One Here's Quest. Okay, next video. Bye.